GBGuns Armory, episode 28. In this series, looking back at stuff that was reviewed in the past, I'm giving you a little bit more of the feels and deeper thoughts, since the main reviews are pretty much just performance and fact driven. And since this stuff's been out for a while, I'm looking for your thoughts and feedback. Chances are you've had a chance to handle one of these, know someone who owns one or something like that. So let's make this the Reddit thread on these topics. Let's hear it, share it, interact. Today we have the Kimber R7 Mako, which I believe is actually the Bubits Bro. As you guys know, I'm a fan of advancements. Some people would say alternative stuff. I'm a fan of things being not the way they were 20 years ago, and that involves looking after some of the great inventors of the modern era, one of them being Wilhelm Bubits from Austria. He worked for Walther, Glock, Steyr, Caracal, and he's sold designs to Taurus. He's sold designs to all kinds of companies. He had the BB-Tax BB6 that took forever to get to the US, and by the time it did, it ended up just kind of being blown out and the company died. His son started Bubix with an X and released a micro compact in Austria a couple years ago called the Bro. Now, of course, this is a name that doesn't market well in the US, but point being, it was a micro compact that incorporated some of the Bubits designs, including, you notice that slide is closed on the top. That's because the locking surface is at the rear of the barrel hood, not the front. What that does is results in a whole lot less barrel tilt and kind of changes the recoil impulse, I think, for the better. It's a slight improvement over the Browning action, which is at the front of the barrel hood. Just little neat things like that. There's also different ergonomics here. We've got ambidextrous controls, all kinds of neat stuff. And when this was first announced by Kimber, someone known for all metal 1911s, not for polymer frame striker-fired pistols, I asked them about it. Like immediately, as soon as the press hype came out, it's like, hey, that looks like a Bubits design. What's going on here? Got no response. I approached them at SHOT Show and said, hey, I want to see that Bubits Bro. Got some weird looks. I asked about it, got no response. I came across a Kimber exec at one of the evening activities at SHOT Show that year. With a few drinks in me and a few drinks in him, I said, hey, so tell me about that Bubits gun that you guys have. Kind of strange. I didn't think of Kimber as an importer, and these are marked as made in the US. Did you guys buy the data package? And I got a deep stare in the face, started to speak, and then went silent. I kept talking, explained who I was, explained the process about you guys, my audience, and this review setup that I have on the main channel. I said, all right, we'll send you one, but never really answered my question. They also never sent the gun. So, after a couple of years, when these things weren't selling well and went on an incredible price sale deal with a big package, I've got links to that in the article over at gbgunsdepot.com. I will link to that article in this video as a pinned comment so you guys can pick it up if you're interested. Bought one of these things, and I really enjoyed it. I generally don't like micro compacts because even with this extended magazine, this happens because I've got these big old banana hands. But the pistol is very well designed, one of the best shooting of the micro compacts. Very crisp trigger, almost borderline too good for a carry gun, in my opinion, but very defined, and that makes it very controllable. The ergonomics, this heel hump on the back end of the back strap fits perfectly into, in fact you can see the indentation on my hand, fits perfectly into there, and so even though I'm not getting a whole hand grip on the gun, I've got something to leverage using my ring finger. And then this texture that is all over the grip is nice, and you notice it's up here as well for an index spot or to rest your support hand thumb. Very, very smartly done, and those are all improvements that Kimber made on the Bubits Bro. It is slightly different aesthetically, but mechanically appears to be the exact same thing. Great gun that I was really impressed with, that is another one of those that I think didn't get the right attention, if you will. Now, as a Kimber product, when it came out, all of the magazines had it, because Kimber, I guess at the time, was spending a lot of effort advertising and working with those publishers. So it was a cover gun. You saw them all over the place. Lots of talk. None of them that I've read mentioned that the action type was different on this, or the advantages of it. None of them made reference to the Bubits Bro, or any of the designs that, even if this isn't a licensed or purchased Bubits Bro technical package, are worth knowing about. I was really disappointed in that. So had to wait a while till the prices came down and just buy one myself and put that information out on my own. But a really cool pistol that didn't take off like I would have expected. So I want to hear from you guys, as the regular consumers, as real people. Why not? One theory I have on this is that it came out a little bit late in the micro compact game. Everyone had already spent a good year plus pushing micro compacts, and so chances are you already had one and didn't see a need to buy another. I totally get that. I mean, you might have just because you currently own a pickup truck, two-door pickup truck, mid-size, doesn't mean you want to go find another two-door pickup truck mid-size that is maybe slightly better in some aspects. I know cars are a much bigger purchase than firearms, but sometimes the step there is not quite so dramatic, because we all carry guns, we're all looking for a carry gun, and it's something that we need our lives to depend upon. I do not for a moment, despite having this armory, discount the seriousness of deciding to purchase a firearm or not purchase a firearm. I completely understand you there. It's why I try so hard to give as fair and thorough of a review as I can, because I realize that you might make a purchase based on a video you saw, and it's quite possible that your or your loved one's lives will depend on that purchase decision. That's a pretty serious deal. But this was not a pistol that I had any qualms about. In fact, I really rather liked it. Feature packed, and after the price came down and that package kit came out, great option. So why don't we hear any more about it? Is it simply because it's not the hotness anymore and the media trend has moved on? You know, micro compacts was beat to death for a year or so. Now it's on to the double stack 1911s. Now that we're into 2024, who knows what the next trend will be. The red dot trend, and this is red dot ready, probably continue. But my real question is, what happened to this thing, and why don't we see it as many places as I feel it deserves to be seen? It's a pretty darn good micro. That's today's topic. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.